Did you know Moscow holds a secret concealed within the heart of the city? Welcome to A Night in Moscow, the mystery of the Fabergé Egg. In this sleep story, you will journey with two historians, uncovering secrets hidden beneath the city's vibrant streets. Discover the intriguing mysteries of Moscow, a city with a rich tapestry of history waiting to be unraveled. As dusk approached, the city of Moscow started transforming into a celestial tableau. The once busy, sunlit urban panorama began to dim, each of the city's structures cloaked in an ever-deepening hue of twilight. Like a terrestrial reflection of the cosmos, the cityscape shimmered, sparkling against the indigo blanket of the night sky. Thousands of lights from apartment windows and street lamps started to flicker on, punctuating the darkness like countless distant stars. One of the most majestic sights was the Kremlin, its historic spires and onion-domed cathedrals silhouetted against the night. The glistening moon, a luminous orb hanging high above, lent a mystic glow to its walls, transforming the russet bricks into silhouettes of silver. The reflections danced off the Moskva River, creating an enchanting spectacle of light and shadow. Amidst this nocturnal tableau, a gentle zephyr meandered through the city's wide boulevards and narrow lanes. It carried with it the intoxicating scent of fresh blooms from the Alexander Garden, a botanical tapestry of roses, lilacs, and tulips, their fragrance intensified by the cool night air. This breeze whispered sweet, unsaid stories into the ears of the ancient city, a soft lullaby to carry Moscow into its nocturnal slumber. As the city lights flickered and glowed, the echoing hum of the daytime bustle was gradually replaced by a serene hush, a calm stillness that seemed to settle over the city like a comforting blanket. The descent of the night over Moscow was more than just a daily occurrence. It was a beautiful transition, a dance of light and darkness, brimming with an elegant, timeless charm. In the heart of Moscow, nestled amongst the urban expanse, stood a charming apartment, its windows offering a panoramic view of the legendary Red Square. It was here that Ivan, a man of middle years with a reputation for solving the insolvable, made his home. His living quarters were a reflection of his personality, a warm melange of the old and the new, filled with rustic bookshelves brimming with age-worn volumes, juxtaposed with sleek modern comforts. Ivan was a man of a stern visage. His features, weathered by years of deep thought and intellectual pursuits, were firm and resolute. His eyes, the most striking aspect of his face, were set deep into their sockets, aglow with a perpetual light of curiosity. They sparkled with intelligence and a thirst for knowledge, much like a stargazer looking upon the celestial expanse. It was these eyes that had dissected many a mystery, their gaze piercing through layers of deception and confusion to arrive at the truth. Despite his stern exterior, Ivan's heart was a different story. It held a tenderness, a warmth that was reserved for his beloved city and its rich tapestry of stories. He was profoundly connected to Moscow, its past, its present, and the unwritten chapters of its future. His spirit resonated with the rhythm of the city, pulsing in sync with the vibrant culture and deeply ingrained history reflected in the architectural marvels, folk traditions, and the life of its inhabitants. Ivan, the enigmatic solver of mysteries, was more than just a resident of Moscow. He was an integral thread in the city's intricate narrative, his life and work a testament to the city's age-old charm and enduring allure. His cozy apartment overlooking Red Square was a symbolic watchtower, a sentinel post, where Ivan stood guard, dedicating his life to unraveling the stories woven into the city's magnificent fabric. As the night descended further, Bathing Moscow in its velvety darkness, Ivan received an unexpected missive. Delivered by a uniformed courier, it was a parchment of fine quality, neatly folded and sealed with an emblem of wax. The seal bore the emblem of the Romanovs, the legendary family whose lineage had ruled Russia for centuries. The double-headed eagle embossed on the wax was a silent testament to the historic significance of the contents. Upon breaking the seal and unfolding the parchment, Ivan found a request penned in a refined hand. The note carried an air of urgency and held a plea for his particular expertise in solving mysteries. A priceless artifact, a Fabergé egg, intricately crafted and bedecked with gems, was missing from the Kremlin Museum. This was no ordinary artifact. The egg, a marvel of craftsmanship, once belonged to the last Tsar of Russia, Nicholas II, making it a priceless remnant of a bygone era. Even more intriguing was the artifact's purported secret. It was believed to contain within its ornate confines a long-lost map. This map was said to mark the path to a hidden treasure, a relic, or perhaps a trove of knowledge that formed part of Moscow's history, yet unknown to most. The very thought of such a mystery brought a twinkle to Ivan's deep-set eyes, stirring in him the familiar thrill of a new puzzle to solve. The request's arrival stirred the tranquil night into a flurry of possibilities. The priceless Fabergé egg, the secret it carried, and the missing chapter of Moscow's history it could reveal. All these elements coalesced into a tantalizing mystery, a challenge Ivan was more than ready to undertake. This was more than just a missing artifact case. It was an opportunity to dive deep into the city's past and bring its secrets into the light. The quiet rustle of the parchment echoed in the cozy apartment as Ivan set the letter down. A resolve as steadfast as the city's ancient stone walls set into his features. This was not merely about a stolen artifact. It was about history, lineage, and the cultural heritage of his beloved city. With a solemn nod, Ivan decided to take the plunge into this mystery that stretched back in time. He moved with purposeful strides to his coat stand. Selecting a thick, sturdy coat, he draped it over his broad shoulders. The coat, much like Ivan, was dependable and robust, with pockets filled with tools of his trade, a magnifying glass, a notepad, a small flashlight, each item a silent companion in his nocturnal quests. Stepping out into the night, Ivan paused for a moment. The city before him shimmered, the cold, crisp air tingling his skin as he gazed out into the glittering panorama. Moscow's night had an enchanting allure, its silence broken intermittently by the distant echo of a tram or the soft whisper of the wind. It was into this mystical landscape that Ivan ventured, his eyes brimming with a determination as strong as steel. The lost Fabergé egg, an enigma wrapped in the legacy of the Romanovs, and the promise of a hidden treasure were all pieces of a grand puzzle. It was a puzzle that echoed the voices of the past, hiding secrets that had been silenced over the years. As Ivan embarked on his mission, he felt a profound connection with these historical threads, ready to unravel them, one clue at a time. He was no longer just an observer, he was an active participant in the intricate dance of history, and the night was his stage. As Ivan neared the imposing edifice of the Kremlin Museum, its historic grandeur echoed in the silent night. The structure, imposing in its scale and awe-inspiring with its architectural magnificence, stood as a beacon against the darkness. The wide entrance, framed by mammoth stone columns, was a portal to centuries of history that lay within its confines. As Ivan approached, a figure detached itself from the shadows, standing under the pale, flickering glow of a nearby streetlight. The figure was draped in a long trench coat, its shape suggesting a slender frame beneath. It was as if the figure was waiting, like a sentinel with a silent vigil in the cold night. As Ivan drew closer, the figure turned towards him. The glow from the streetlight fell upon a face, revealing it to be a woman. She was young, her features sharp, yet imbued with a maturity that came from years of intense study. Her eyes, however, were her most striking feature. They were fiery, intense, almost blazing with an insatiable thirst for knowledge and truth. Recognition dawned on Ivan. This was Anastasia, a fellow seeker of the past and a renowned historian. Known for her groundbreaking research on Moscow's hidden history, Anastasia was a force to be reckoned with in the academic world. Here she was, under the soft luminescence of the streetlight, a silent ally ready to join forces with Ivan on his quest. It was a union of minds, a convergence of purposes that promised to shed light on Moscow's enigmatic past. "We need to find that egg, Ivan," Anastasia spoke, her voice firm and resolute as the cold Moscow wind. Her statement, clear and unwavering, hung in the air between them, solidifying an alliance that was as unexpected as it was necessary. Ivan merely nodded in agreement, the fiery determination in his eyes reflecting the resolve in Anastasia's voice. This shared goal drew them together, two passionate seekers of history coming together in pursuit of a shared mystery. Their mutual interest in the city's past served as a powerful bond, stronger than any formal agreement. It was a meeting of minds and intentions that could reshape the historical landscape of their beloved city. Arm in arm, they embarked on their nocturnal quest, plunging into the heart of the Kremlin Museum. The labyrinthine corridors of the museum unfurled before them, each turn revealing a piece of the city's past encased in glass displays or immortalized in grand paintings. The silence of the night was occasionally broken by their echoing footsteps, a rhythmic symphony resonating under the high ceilings and bouncing off the stony walls. The magnitude of their journey, the weight of their responsibility, seemed to blend with the grandeur of the museum, turning their quest into a solemn pilgrimage into the heart of Moscow's history. The museum's silent corridors and lofty archways bore witness to this unique alliance, to their shared mission and the passionate pursuit of a mystery that linked the past to the present. Their search led them to the curator's office, a room permeated with the musky scent of old books and historical documents. Amidst piles of parchment and intricate blueprints, they found a cryptic hint. A faded map, its edges worn with age, revealed the existence of a long-forgotten room hidden deep within the museum's labyrinthine basement. With the map as their guide, they descended into the museum's underbelly, the air growing denser and colder as they ventured further down. The forgotten room, tucked away in a corner, was hidden behind an old wooden door. Its keyhole was coated with dust and rust, a testament to the decades of disuse. With a creaking protest from the old hinges, they pushed the door open. Inside, they were met with a sight that quickened their hearts. Nestled on an antique pedestal was the missing Fabergé egg. Its intricate designs shimmered faintly in the dim light, a beacon of history waiting to be rediscovered. As Ivan extended his hand to touch the artifact, an unforeseen event took them by surprise. The room trembled, a low rumble emanating from its very core. Dust particles danced in the air, caught in the beam of their flashlights. As the tremors subsided, a section of the room's stone wall shifted, revealing a hidden passage. An unexpected twist to their adventure, the secret passage opened a new chapter in their quest. The missing Fabergé egg was not the end of their journey, but merely a key to an even deeper mystery waiting to be unraveled. As Ivan and Anastasia gazed at the newly revealed passage, their resolve to explore Moscow's hidden history deepened, their journey now leading them into uncharted territories. A gasp escaped Anastasia's lips as she and Ivan stepped into the secret passage. It opened into an underground tunnel, its existence hidden for perhaps centuries. The walls were covered in ancient symbols, each carving a silent testament to a forgotten era. They were a mix of cryptic patterns, indiscernible writings, and mystical creatures, their origins lost to time. Cautiously, they moved deeper into the tunnel, their flashlight beams dancing on the etched walls, throwing larger-than-life shadows that seemed to come alive in the darkness. The air was cool and musty, imbued with the age-old mystery that lay within the earth's embrace. At the end of the tunnel, a pedestal emerged from the shadows, seemingly identical to the one on which the Fabergé egg had been placed. With a shared glance of understanding, Ivan carefully placed the egg on this new pedestal. As the Fabergé egg settled, the room started to transform. The egg, under some hidden mechanism or perhaps an ancient magic, began to emit a soft light. This light projected onto the tunnel's wall, revealing an intricate map. Illuminated against the ancient stonework, the map displayed an elaborate path winding its way through the underground maze, presumably leading to the hidden treasure they sought. A sense of awe settled over Ivan and Anastasia as they watched the map come alive. This was not just a path to treasure, but a journey into the heart of Moscow's past. Standing in the soft glow of the projected map, they realized that their adventure was far from over. Instead, it was an invitation to delve deeper into the city's untold history, a labyrinth of secrets awaiting their discovery. Guided by the illuminated map, Anastasia and Ivan navigated the intricate network of tunnels. Their path, lit by the beams of their flashlights, led them deeper into the bowels of the city. The air was heavy with anticipation, each step taking them closer to the hidden treasure. Eventually, their journey culminated in a cavernous room tucked away in the heart of Moscow's underbelly. As their flashlights swept across the room, they revealed an unexpected sight. There was no pile of glittering gold or precious jewels that one would associate with a hidden treasure. Instead, their light reflected off parchment, stacks and stacks of historic documents, each sheet aged and brittle, holding on to stories from a bygone era. As they sifted through these documents, the forgotten chapter of Moscow's history unfolded. It was a tale of resilience and unity, of a city that had faced adversity with unyielding spirit. The documents revealed stories of heroes forgotten by time, of ordinary citizens rising to extraordinary circumstances, of a city standing together when faced with trials and tribulations. They spoke of unity, of a shared destiny, of the heart of a city that refused to bow to hardships. Their discovery was more precious than any trove of gold or jewels. They had uncovered a treasure of knowledge, a testament to Moscow's indomitable spirit and its historic legacy of resilience. This was the real treasure, the hidden gem buried deep within the city, the spirit of Moscow itself. As Ivan and Anastasia looked over the documents, they knew their mission had been a success. They hadn't just found a lost artifact, they had rediscovered the essence of their beloved city, a story of its past that echoed its enduring strength and unity. This was the story they were destined to bring to light, a tale waiting to be told. As the first light of dawn began to wash over the city, a warm glow gradually replaced the starlit shimmer of Moscow's nocturnal facade. The ancient spires of the Kremlin welcomed the morning sun, their golden tops reflecting the soft light, marking the end of the adventurous night. Ivan and Anastasia, their faces lit by the soft hues of the breaking dawn, retraced their steps back to the museum. With a sense of profound respect and reverence, they carefully returned the Fabergé egg to its rightful place. It wasn't just an artifact anymore, but a key to a forgotten chapter of their city's history. The two historians, united by their passion and dedication, had embarked on a journey through time. They had walked through the echoes of the past, unearthed stories buried beneath layers of time, and discovered a treasure that was more precious than any jewel: the resilience and unity of their beloved city, Moscow. As they stepped out of the museum, the city around them was waking up, oblivious to the profound journey that had transpired under the cover of night. Yet, Ivan and Anastasia knew, and that's all that mattered. They had not just found a lost artifact, they had unearthed a forgotten tale of their city, reconnecting with its spirit and strength. As you drift to sleep, let your mind wander through the historic streets of Moscow. Imagine the quiet passion of Ivan and Anastasia, their quest through the night, their discovery of a timeless tale. Their story whispers the lullaby of a city's past, its melody a soothing rhythm luring you into a serene slumber. So close your eyes, let the day's worries melt away, and surrender yourself to the comforting embrace of sleep. Good night and sweet dreams.